Let's go! Prairie Mobile is a proud supporter of your team. Phones you want, service you deserve. It's as easy as 1, 2, or 3. Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer.
Yeah, I don't know about the season for sure, because it's still, that's the tough part about sports or hockey anyway. Like when it ends, it's just like bang, it's like you fall off a cliff sort of ending. So I think there was a lot of the goals, expectations met, within the organization, which is really important. I think the playoffs is like really. This last series is really strong in our minds. It's a little bit hard to get over because, we believed we were going to beat them. So it's not like we were there. It's not like Brandon last year where the guys played their hearts out the last 3 games and really gave them, win a game and lose 2 in overtime, really gave them a tough go. But it was still different. But, us as coaches and the players believed we were going to win the series. So it's hard in that way.
You look at what happened last year with all the trades and everything, and then to go into this season with quite a young team. I mean, third youngest in the league. Did you see the steps that you wanted to out of the guys that you acquired, so that in next year and the year after you are the home team maybe in the second and third round?
Well, yeah, we did. I think like Connor Hobbs has really elevated his game in the last 2 to 3 months. It's a block, he gained ground. We were in we did a lot, I would call them hybrid or bridge deals sort of there last year. But I think we're not, probably even us a little bit, but everybody else, you just don't, we're a little bit under assumption here when we talk about the next 2 years. There's a plan in place, but really the plan is better, as Dave and I have talked about it, is to have a championship program and have a chance to go for a championship team within that. And Kootenay made the playoffs 16 straight years. That's more what the organization wants to be about. Or Medicine Hat went to the second round 9 straight years. Those are a lot of good things. And within that, you have your chances to go for something. So, we're really excited about next year. When you only lose your overage players, the possibility of Adam Brooks, and that would be huge hole. So we're really excited about it, but it's about building up the program and at the proper times going for something special.
You talked about Adam Brooks, and I mean, we just have to wait to see what happens with him, but how impressed were you with the way he kind of took another step this year and kind of took over offensively?
Well, it's incredibly impressive. If you gave out a most improved player based on stats only, he would have had it last year and he would have had it this year. And so, he's maybe all year, but from Christmas time on for sure. It's hard to think back past further than Christmas, but he was just about always the best player on the ice, in every game we played for both teams, with of course some odd exceptions. But he had a tremendous year, and it really never stopped.
Cole Sanford coming over in that trade. The way he performed and the way you guys went to the second round, do you look at him as well worth what you gave up for what he's done for this team now?
Well, there's never any question about the giving up. There's nothing. We gave up a second round pick, as far as I'm concerned. We never had a third until we traded Colton Croker for it. But he gave us exactly what we wanted. We wouldn't have made the playoffs without him. So that gives the experience of Jake and Sam and those guys, tremendous playoff experience. He produced like we thought, and I thought his experience and leadership really, jumped in the playoffs, or became, more apparent. Some of the back checking plays he made in game 6, I think, against Red Deer was, and just the work ethic, what it takes to win in tough situations.
You obviously had an idea what you wanted him to add, John, but now that you can sit back and look big picture, what he brought, especially late in the season and the playoffs, does that even surpass what you had hoped he would bring? Yeah,
I guess so. Not necessarily hope. But you don't know until you to get a player, and then he has to acclimatize himself. And I think ideally is you breed your own 20s, and you don't have to be trading for them. And eventually we'll get to that spot. But he brought it in a different way, the back checking things, and how he competed. He brought a higher skilled, less physical Braden Christopher, who was superb last year in the playoffs. So he was really important to us. He really played well, for sure.
Sean, where is this team now compared to where you hoped it would be when you took over almost 2 years ago now?
Well, I don't know really how to answer that, because there was lots of different people told me that you're pretty good this year, being the first year, but then it's thin after that. And I think it was somewhat thin. We had to make those kind of deals to get a Hobbs play. We go back to, which is just a crapshoot, which is really important in next year's thing, the European draft. Like, if we didn't have Sergei Zaboski, we wouldn't be standing here where we are and talking about today. So if we can come up with a good Euro again for next year and a couple of years or whatever after, that would be really important in it. That kind of thing is what's allowed Brandon, even though they were a real good team. It's allowed them to go for it the last 2 years because of Provorov. And so there's lots of pieces have to fall. I'm not sure, how to really answer that. We wanted to retool without falling to the bottom, and I think we've been able to do that. So I think we're pleased with the experience that the players have in the playoffs, the young players, key players. Like Jake Lecision, playing in all the playoff games as a 15-year-old. When he's finished his career, it'll be better be five sets of playoffs. Like, he'll have close to 85 to 100 playoff games. Like, that'd be unheard of. And so, way ahead of myself here, but he'd probably be the captain of the team then. And what a thing to have somebody that entered the playoffs that has that many games under his belt and stuff. So we've done a lot of things that they were pleased with, and we are pleased where we stand as a team. But there's lots of work to do, and I think what we've been able to do is develop players. A lot of that goes to Dave and stuff, but our overall plan. So we're willing to take young players and hedge that we're going to improve them, and I think we have so far.
How important was it having Colby back at whatever percent he was?
Well, really important. His hand, he really wasn't able to do much with it, but you get a player that can skate like that, he skates you out of trouble. That's the kind of player, skating ability that we like on the team, period. Like, if you can't skate, you really have a tough time playing for us. And just his legs got us out of a lot of trouble and stuff, and obviously experience and a voice in the room and so forth. That I just go back to it. I hate bringing it up, but if we'd had him all year, we'd still been playing. We'd have been playing the second round, and we would have played Brandon in the second round, and who knows what. But Colby was a big loss for 3/4 of the season.
What do you hope for him as you watch him move forward now?
Well, hopefully the healing of the nerve continues as it's projected to go, which is still a long ways down the road. And if he heals to whatever that number is, I don't know, 100% or 90%, or I don't think anybody knows for sure, then I think he's going to play in the NHL because he's got the legs.